One Piece Chapter 1084 needs no introduction. It is all just go, go, go. Immediately, Sabo and Bonnie link up, and I guess this confirms my thoughts from last chapter. Bonnie lets Sabo know, hey, we're cool, we're on the same side. We both have the same goal. We are here to save Kuma, because guess what? He's my dad. And I know I can trust you because I've been keeping tabs on your little revolutionary army thingy. They zoom down the hallway and one of Karasu's soot crows shows up. Now I can't tell if Karasu's crow just caught up or if it appeared off of Sabo's sleeve, which would be really crazy because that would mean part of Karasu was on Sabo, and that could be how they're communicating, but it could completely change how we think of Logia. So keep your eyes peeled for this. I hope Oda explains. Either way, the guards are panicking, screaming over the Denden Mushi that the slave collar keys have been stolen from the control room. Sabo whips them out, hands them to the Karasu crow, and says, hey, Karasu, I need you to get these to Morley, and he needs to get the slaves and Kuma out of here. Bonnie explains she plans to go to Egghead to see if Vegapunk has a way to restore Kuma's mind, and then suddenly, guards are upon them. At least they would have been if Sabo hadn't instantly noticed, grabbed Bonnie, and jumped up to one of the support beams. Whether Sabo used his fruit or his raw speed isn't clear, but either way, it's extremely impressive. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments which one he used. Now, this is where things begin to get interesting. One of the guards brings up the Phantom Room. If you see it, apparently you disappear. One of the other guards just shoots him down saying, hey, stop talking nonsense, but Sabo clearly doesn't think it's nonsense, and us as readers, we don't either. Is it the flower room, the room with the straw hat, or another room related to Im? No matter what it is, we can, for now, assume that Sabo investigated it. Bonnie and Sabo part ways, and he wishes her a safe voyage. What a guy! Now, the Gorosei meeting. Cobra starts from the beginning. 800 years ago, 20 families came together and founded the world government. They moved to Marijois to become one clan and branded themselves the Celestial Dragon. This is all stuff we know, but it has a different weight coming from Cobra, doesn't it? Oh, but he's far from done. Red alert, the possible identity of Im is inbound. If you do not want to know, you have not read the chapter, click away now. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into the crazy part. Cobra discusses the creation of the empty throne to ensure that no dictator would rule and the 20 families would remain as equal, each sword around the throne symbolizing their vow to never sit upon it. Cobra then says something huge. See, all the countries whose kings left had their dynasties erased in order to ease the transition. But the ruler of Arabasta, Queen Lily Nefertari, despite being one of the founding 20 members, did not stay to become a celestial dragon. Instead, she was supposed to return, and the Gorosei start sweating a bit, and I am sweating a lot. That also means that only 19 families out of the 20 made the pledge to not sit on the throne. Mustache Man finally breaks the silence the elders have been keeping up, asking Cobra to clarify his point. And Cobra is on thin ice. I think this is where Cobra sealed his fate, because he looks the Gorosei dead in the eye, and he says that he scoured his country's records. All of them. And, as far as he can tell, all known accounts of the time period after the Void Century have one thing in common. One paper trail to follow. Queen Lily Nefertari isn't mentioned even once. It appears that she never made it home, and her younger brother took the throne. He then asks the Gorosei if they know what happened to her. Saturn this time makes up the excuse, saying, it's been 800 years. We don't know her reasons for leaving. We believe that she made it back. Looks like all of that is now lost to time. Then Cobra just asks flat out what the meaning of the D is. Okay. And it has to relate because Bald Boy is visibly disturbed. All of the Gorosei are, because Cobra brings up a short letter passed down through generations from king to king. And then Oda cuts away. Yay! Lots of hat throwing this episode. But he does cut to a declaration of war. Charlos has forced Kuma to capture Shirahoshi, and obviously none of her suitors are going to question the Celestial Dragon, and Garp and Neptune aren't there to stop him. However, her brothers are. Fukuboshi and the other two rush in to help. Miosgard, the one good Celestial Dragon from Fishman Island, yeah, he tells Sai and Leo, two of the staunch commanders of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, that he will take full responsibility if they swing on Charlos. But he does tell the royal brothers that they need to stay calm, otherwise Fishman Island may be put in danger. Charlos orders Kuma to kill Miosgard, but before Kuma can blast, Morley grabs him and takes him down into the earth, saying, okay, time to go, but not before my boys, Leo and Sai. lay into Charlotte's skull deeper than even Straw Hat Luffy did during Sabaody, making their leader proud. Also, what will the government do here? Will they actually go to war for St. Charlos? Because Sai and Leo are not only pirates, but as I said before, they are pirates under Yonko Straw Hat Luffy's banner. Them attacking a celestial dragon is arguably an even bigger deal than when Luffy did it during Sabaody. It could be a spark for a conflict. Would they do that? I think so, but I'm not 100% sure. But my egghead theory seems to be shaping up. What if instead of starting a war with Luffy, this is how Luffy destroys Fishman Island? Because his crew hits a celestial dragon who's trying to take the princess of Fishman Island. And that's how the world government retaliates, is by destroying Fishman Island. Because they blame Shirahoshi and not the Yonko, therefore attempting to avoid a war. But as we know, Fishman Island is under the protection of one Yonko, Straw Hat Luffy. That would normally be enough hype for one chapter, but Oda, remembering there's a break week, decides to toy with us again. Eam walks in. Cobra, still there, sits on the empty throne and says one word: Lily. You want this? There is no way we're getting a flashback, right? I am so excited. Oda, I swear to God if this is a red herring, but if we do go into a flashback, or we do get the truth, like next chapter, this will go down as one of the craziest reveals ever. Think about it. This ties back all the way to Alabasta. What if the letter is the poneglyph? Also, the sword on the ground in the flower chamber, the fascination with Vivi, it's all starting to click and make sense. Cobra's going to learn the true history before he dies. Huh. Oda, I can't do this anymore. This hot streak you're on really needs to stop. It's unfair to other authors, the level of insanity you can produce, yet how consistently it makes sense from a narrative perspective. But you know what I can do? I can ask you to hit that subscribe button, that like button, and freak out with me in the comments. As always, I've been your host, Lettuce Eating Walrus. Have a wonderful rest of your day.